everybody! Welcome to the Evercade podcast.
Yo. How's everybody doing?
I don't know. I'm confused.
I know. I saw your
Yeah.
I didn't tell you all that I updated.
Who's the singer in that song?
That is a good. Well, Genejoke went ahead and created it, and he did use AI to create that. So
Who's the voice is AI?
That explains everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, so why did you I complimented the song, you made it sound like you sang it, and I'm like,
No. I was trying. No, I was like joking. No.
I really like the song now. Then
I was being sarcastic. No. I didn't sing it. Hey, Gandalf arrived. No, he went ahead just live and I just created it, and I liked it so much that I updated my whole trailer and everything around it, and I tweeted it towards Blaze. I'm like, they should just use that in all their promo material. I don't know. That's just me though. So yeah, I did update on my branding with that, and I don't know if Gene's here, but no, and I gave him credit, like in my in the description and at the end, because that was awesome that he did that and he created the logo. So yeah, I had to update everything.
yeah, that's my favorite style of music is like classic hard rock. So
yeah, man.
Really?
It sounded like a, I don't know. There's like definitely like there was a big 2000s band that kind of had that like feel.
Oh yeah, it sounds like I got that vibe too from like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. Like something that you would have went to Ozfest. You would have like heard them perform that on stage at Ozfest or something.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's good. It's like that's my era as well.
Yeah. So he's the channel's
offspring? Kinda. A little hard for Offspring.
I don't know. That's a little. I don't know. That's a little off ballistic.
Yeah, it's a little too hard for Offspring.
It's a little. That is a little too hard for Offspring.
But what I love the most about he integrated the Yeah. I say that a lot because he's always around. So
it was great.
Yeah.
That was.
Disturbed for sure. Yeah,
there is definitely some Disturbed vibes. Yeah, that and like, what the heck is the name of that band? I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, Disturbed meets Offspring. Yeah,
I can't believe that Rich made it here on time.
Yeah,
we're
there.
I'm just glad my voice is actually returning to normal, so I'm happy.
Well, that's good.
Nice. Good. Well, I'm glad all four of us are here. I know it's been a while. I know I was on my hiatus of vacations, and I know Pete was on a vacation, and Gandalf was doing Gandalf things. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, let's see who we have here in the chat. We got Picking a Duck, Early Bird Banter. Yeah, they always like to get in here early. We got my God, Rasta. That's right. I forget. I think it's called Rasta Gohid. I have some horrible names. Who else? Wow. They've got a lot of banter. Hey, you got Archive Gig. Got channel member Nathan Foster. We got channel member The Immortal Sojourn. Yes, happy Father's Day weekend. Heck yeah. We got Crypto Coffees. Oh yeah, we got a lot of familiar faces. We got the infamous Ian Hobbies. We got Ballistic Coffee Boy. We got Desi. We got Toxo. We got Andre. We got RMGB-TV. We got another channel member, Lloyd JRM.
Woo.
Got Time Eternal. And so many channel members. I love it. You got Tales for the Juggling Wastes.
What's up?
I think we could get a title off. A good question. We got channel member Sucker MC. We got channel member Mike Hawkerts. Oh, dude, Mike, while you're here, I just that one other, I can't remember, but that one other guy that played my video where I talked about like if Namco is an alpha. I do appreciate you chiming in and saying that I was a good dude, by the way. Been meaning to tell you that. You all probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's all good. We got the Freakade in the house, and wow. So that's all. So how's everybody doing?
Doing all right. This week has been a lot more, I guess, stable than most.
Really?
As evidenced by the fact that I was actually able to get things out.
Yeah.
So I'll take it, and hopefully it'll be that way for a while. It's gonna get real nuts at work in about 2.5 weeks, but we should have enough prep to get through. It's the summertime. There's less kids Not no kids.
Wait, where's your kids?
Oh no, not my kid. My kids are always they're never going away.
The kids
The kiddos that I work are around. Because I work at a
Going to
school.
Rich Love Summer. No more kids.
Yeah, we have a extended school year, so like school doesn't actually end. You get like 3 or 4 days off, and then the kids come right back, and then they go through the last 2 weeks of August, and then there's a week and a half between that and the beginning of the actual formal school year.
It's like a full year of school. It's like you get like 2 weeks off between breaks. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So so in the middle of all that, we'll be ripping apart the entire infrastructure and replacing it, which is great.
Sounds like fun.
It's gonna be absolutely amazing.
That honestly does not sound fun at all.
But there will be some games, though.
It makes sense to me,
Yeah.
Instead of having like 3 months off and forgetting all your school stuff.
That's right.
You had me at lots of work.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. We had fun game stuff though. Yeah, we had some fun game stuff though. We had I started deploying. It's funny when the kids look at it. It's like, that's old. I started deploying like PS3s and Xbox 360s, and they're like, "What is that? It's so old." It's like, oh goodness.
That's when you just walk.
But then I'm like, hey, why don't you check out all these games? And then all the kids just started getting hooked on like Uncharted and like Sly and all that kind of stuff. It was fun. It was fun to see him going to town and all that stuff.
Well, with these indie games, the whole line between what's old and what's new is really blurred.
Right.
So it's like, how can they tell if a game is old or not? Really?
Well, I think it's because it's one of the answers. It's one of the answers that I got from the kids. It was like, I asked them that. Like, why do you think this is old? It's like, my dad plays that game. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So it's old if they remember seeing the game like when they were younger.
Yes.
And if they happen to see like a really old game, but they've never seen it before, to them it's probably new.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's exactly how it goes. It's fun.
Fun stuff.
It's fun times.
So also, if they see what it depends on what they see it being played on too.
That's
if they
true.
actually see it being played on a PS3. Oh, it's old because it's not PS3.
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe if you had, I don't know if the PS5 you can play PS3 or PS2 games on that. If you downloaded it on that and then told them to play it on a PS5, even though it's a PS2 game, maybe they think it's a new game.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know. The line is very blurred, especially if you're looking at sprite-based games as opposed to 3D-based games.
Yeah.
Haven't played Full Void. I don't know.
Right?
Oh man.
Yeah, we got it. We got an Evercade though. Got an Evercade DS. It's on there. The kids love it. It's great.
Sweet. So it's funny. Yeah, this is the first time all four of us have been here for the alpha. But so here's one thing I do want to because it's kind of segue into the alpha because I didn't want to. I did a poll kind of in relation and didn't want to talk about some things and the cost and all that. So let me add this here, see how that looks. And and by the way, and I'll be plugging this thing tomorrow. I will be doing a Father's Day stream because typically like Father's Day is one of the days where I don't like just to do anything and I would kind of just be at home chilling with the family, just like drinking or whatever. Yeah, seriously, it's like I just want to be lazy. Yeah.
Like don't bother me. It's Father's Day. Get out of here.
Yeah,
streaming.
Yeah, dude. Like in the past, I would just I would just kind of like torture everyone, like watching like Hearthstone or some other like nonsense that they don't like, or like years ago when I was like into an MMO, I would like do stuff like that. So yeah, but this will be fun. So yeah, and I'll be making myself like some like Irish coffee or whatever. But let me go down to the polls. So I wanted to ask because I was curious and I said, if Evercade Alpha, let's say if it had 6 Konami games for the same price, and I kind of chose, I thought this would be like a good lineup. Like we have X-Men, Sunset Riders, Metamorphic Force, which is less known, and this is assuming like, of course, the license. It's all Konami. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in time. Gotta have Gradius, and then I'm pretty sure they still own Frogger. So kind of like a good. I thought that would have kind of been a mixture, but I didn't expect this to be so close. 43% people said yes. And 46.
I honestly don't think the games matter on it.
Well, and that's
device because it doesn't because you're gonna be playing Evercade carts on it. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I was curious about that, and then 46% said too expensive, and only 11 said yes, but only if it had like some type of HDMI port.
Because think about it. Those games you could get other places. You don't have to get an alpha to play those games.
You can, but it's more of the theme, right? Like I think it does matter. Like if it was like to me, it does like matter. Like if it was like Konami or SNK. So, but I did want to see, was it like important to the community? Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah,
an HDMI option. Yeah, so that's. Then someone's like, I'd rather just have a cartridge. Be happy if they even had a super pocket.
I'm kind of disappointed it doesn't have the HDMI, but it's not a deal breaker for me. It's just kind of disappointing that I wouldn't be able to play those games that are built into the device on a television.
Yeah, I think for me I think the games are less important because it's not portable. You're not taking it anywhere, and it's more about the machine itself and the cart. So I agree with Chris on that.
I can argue that it kind of is portable because you could plug it into a battery.
Movable is different than portable.
You can move it. Yeah, you can move it.
But I think the games are less important. For me, it's all about the fact that it's a new way to play. You got arcade sticks, a different form factor, but it's all about the carts. So, like, to me, the decision is not about the games at all on any of these. It's about, do I really want to own this thing? That's where I come down to. Like, do I want this in my game room?
The answer for me is yes.
Yeah. I think you're the only one of us that's definitely. Well, the reason I say the games are important because for me, like having an HDMI would have been so important because for streaming it. So and actually, I kind of even said like a device like this is like, as far as it's almost kind of useless because it would be a showpiece. Yeah, and that's what like, and for me, like I wouldn't jump on just to play those games. Like if it was like, and that's why I made a whole video that if it was like Namco or something, then it would more be a desk piece. But no, I still think like the HDMI out, because this would have been like kind of like how there's like a PS4 Pro, like there's like a plus model of consoles. If they had an HDMI out, I think there would have been people who would have been a lot more interested.
I think it's almost unfair because I'd buy this because these are the best 6 games that have the potential. The other 2 games don't stand up to these. So like I mean, if you got this with these 6 games, it's almost like, yeah, I should buy it because the other games aren't nearly as good as these. For me.
Jeez, look at you talking about.
So under asked, you get
think of the licenses there. You'd have to get the Marvel license and the Nickelodeon license and the Konami. Yeah, okay, so that is the Konami.
Well, Konami owns them.
That's the question.
Okay, so you'd have to get Konami, Marvel, and Nickelodeon all involved. I don't even think you'd be allowed to have the X-Men and TMNT games on the same device because I think they don't like it when you're intermixing the who owns the IPs altogether. That's why in these cartridges it's like, oh, this is the Namco collection. It's not like you can have an Atari game thrown in there,
No, but when I checked Wikipedia, I could be wrong, but I swear to God that they own the licenses to all those. I could be wrong.
It's all speculative, right? But like I said, somebody asked me if I'm getting one. I have not decided if I'm getting one yet. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to get one or not. It's super expensive. Like the deluxe edition, $430 Canadian plus shipping.
Canadian.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure yet. If I did get one, it'll probably be the cheaper one from VG Video Games Plus. If I got one, so I don't know yet. I'll decide in the next couple weeks, I think.
Nice. Yeah, we'll look at the cost. But and that's kind of the thing. The cost on these are.
I mean, $500 or get the new Xbox or the new PlayStation coming out. I don't know, right? So because I can still play all my games.
There's a new Xbox and PlayStation coming out?
I mean, you never know, right? They could put their refresh out. But yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out a new Switch coming out next year. There's a bunch of new stuff coming. But I can always play like all the carts everywhere anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know yet. I'll see. I probably will lean to yes on the Mega Man if I did get one of the regular one, because I don't think I know enough about arcade or I care enough about arcades to get the really expensive one. I don't think I'd play it enough to get the value out of it, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah. See, for me, because like I said, not being able to stream it like is a deal breaker. But like, if I really did want to use an arcade stick, then I would just buy an arcade stick. And be able
for me, like if I wanted to, jump into a game really quick without having to turn the TV and all that stuff on, I prefer to use an arcade stick, so I would pop it in this alpha rather
Well, I
than
got my
the
EXP, so I'm
XP.
fine, right? If I want to just
Yeah.
do what you do, I just play my XP.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't use arcade controller on an EXP, so
Yeah, that's not a deal breaker for me because I prefer if I'm going to want to get I go to our local arcade usually and just play there. They got like 60 games in rotation all the time, so.
yeah, I mean, like what Immortal Soldier is saying here, I think the people that already are playing on the XP aren't really going to be interested in this because they're not used to playing. They're used to playing with like a regular gamepad and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So people playing the arcade machines are going to see this and be like, "Oh, well, this is."
Really oh yeah, I mean, this is catnip for those people. Like, like, you know, like this is awesome, right? And I still probably will gravitate towards. Like, I get the Mega Man. But I would have got the deluxe, but it doesn't look any different than the other one, right? Except for the stick.
Yeah, it's exactly the same except for the hardware, the joystick and the buttons. But to be honest, I think that even alone swapping them out, yeah, you're still going to be spending quite a bit of money to swap.
But I don't think I'm the person that benefits from swapping them out, right? Because I have mini arcades already, and I don't have a problem with playing them like on my, you know, Egret 2 mini or my Neo Geo minis. Like the sticks.
Well, those are different. Those are not our actual arcade hardware. Like what is in here, you know.
But what I'm saying is, I'm fine with that controlling games.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But when I'm saying by actual arcade hardware, I mean like the size wise, you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't think I would benefit from that experience like you would, for example.
The thing that I was thinking of that I find really that I wonder why they didn't mention it anywhere is what kind of gate are they using on the arcade stick? Is it like a square gate? Is it an octagonal gate?
You'll have to take
the possible movement directions?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would be octagonal. Octagon.
Well, the square one is what I see a lot of times, even in my arcade, not my arcade one up.
That would suck for vertical shooters. Like walking shooters, like, you know, Merc and stuff like that, right?
Well, I don't get this. The thing is, like, I don't get the square gate. I never liked it, but like, if I should be able to like replace it or swap it out with another type of gate if I wanted.
You'll have to. No, I was gonna say. Speaking of being that you can't rotate the screen vertically, I think this is gonna suck for shooters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, well, yeah, that was just. I didn't expect them to do that. That's the Egret 2, some voodoo magic engineering going on with that.
Yeah, that's the only one that can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Nathan's comment. Put Nathan's comment up.
Yeah.
Can go in the kitchen next to the air fryer. My wife doesn't notice it. Oh, I love air fryers. Air fryers, greatest invention in the last 10 years.
Air fryer is just an oven with a fan in it.
So here's another. So
can you stop bursting people's bubbles, man?
I'm not saying it isn't great.
Hey, you're wrong. My old oven. I bought a new oven 2 years ago. My wife and I's Christmas gift to each other was new appliances, but our old oven did not have an air fryer built in. Our new oven does. So you're wrong, sir. Not all ovens are air fryers.
I know. That's because this air fryer, the ovens that claim to be air
fryers.
Rich,
help me out here. Rich, help me out.
Have a fan in it.
Air fryer. No, yeah, air fryers totally. Yeah, totally. But so here's another thing I want to talk about too is that kind of like the lack of art. To me, it would have made more sense if this was going to be your showpiece of the year, that you would have focused more on arcade collections than computer collections.
Well, they still might, right? They still haven't announced it all. So I mean,
yeah, I mean the two
there's going to be
come out
at least
the same time. Might
be arcade. If I keep looking at this picture, I'll probably end up pre-ordering it by the end of the show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it really
whichever thing. But to be I mean, again, it looks you know it looks cool and all that. But I did just want to point out that if you do really want to like, and this is just like because of like the conversion from ordering the US, like I think if I was going to get this and I wanted upgraded buttons for this price, I would do it myself because that's.
But then you'd be spending the price difference in buttons.
No, you wouldn't though, because I'll tell you, because I think I want to say like I want to say Senwell for a full arcade, the code might be for like $30 to $50 at the high end. For this, you're already paying an extra because you can it's $220. It's two for the pre-order price. Yeah, it's if you get it from Video Games Plus, it's $232, which I'll switch over there. So you're paying like an extra $75 plus shipping on top. This is going to be like 400, like closer to 400 bucks.
Six Sanwa buttons, around $20.
Yeah, but it's not an apples to apples comparison, Ed.
Okay, here we go. Sanwa. Here's the combo. Sanwa, eight buttons, which you'd have 2 extra.
Yeah.
And the joystick, $45.95.
You could find it cheaper though, like probably through Ollie.
The joystick by itself, $28.95.
But let's say if it's
you can find cheaper, but it's not Sanwa.
Yeah. Well, let's say if it's $50, like from Video Games Plus, it's $230, and that's going to be and that's shipped. That's what I was
right. But it's still not an apples to apples comparison though, because the Alpha Deluxe comes with other stuff that's not in this.
Yes, it comes with other stuff.
So,
you're getting the bonus stuff. But for me, the price difference of just the buttons is fine.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say it's not for every. That's what I mean. Like all this other things like the marquees and that's just paper. Like I guess you get the controller, but
yeah.
Yeah, this I want to say this at least will be like $350 with shipping. So you'd really have to want this.
But you're gonna pay the same amount of shipping,
regardless
of which one you get.
It'll be free from Video Games Plus. It'll be $230. If you spend over.
Okay, I guess if you're looking at, I was doing apples to apples comparing it. Yeah. Obviously, if you're buying from another Video Games Plus, but Video Games Plus doesn't have that other version. So you're going to be paying.
Yeah, I wonder if I can start it to see what the actual shipping cost would be. I mean, obviously you can because you can always back.
Yeah.
So, but then, I guess then for the price of shipping, that takes care of the rest of the bonus items that are in there.
I mean, I think this device is really cool and awesome. It's just if you want it, you're going to pay a premium for it. And that's why I think
Mike Hawkirk's is the one that bought the golden, because I was looking at that and I was like, oh, it's tempting. The golden tee. There's like a mini golden tees. New Wave Games.
Oh, nice.
Wait, I thought that they said something about the shipping that was going to be different from Funstock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I got one in a cart right now, right? And it's only asking £8 to ship.
Let me look it up because I forgot.
Only 8, really?
I actually bought it.
Yeah. Go look. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this will be.
What is that, $12?
Yeah.
US £8 is $12 US.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's not that much. Shipping was $10.11.
Yeah, okay. so that's the £8. Yeah, that's crazy.
So then it's going to be more like, let's say like $3.25, $3.30.
They are shipping it from within the U.S., so that's why the shipping isn't going to be insane.
Right.
Yeah, and I get that he said he spent more. No, I think like for me, like this is something more like for collectors, and it's going to be like a great like showpiece. But for me, like functionality,
import fees too on this. Yeah. We have to pay import fees.
Yeah, in Canada.
For Canada.
The moment you get a shipping notice with DHL, you're down $50.
Dude. See, I'm thinking about the Sanwa because, like, for me, like, I would only care about the Sanwa for the Alpha Edition. Like, if I'm getting the Mega Man one, I don't know if you need that.
Right.
Well, I think the regular buttons are probably just fine. It's just that I'm kind of used to the Sanwa buttons at this point.
Yeah.
We can hear Crow's 3D printing again.
That's actually not coming from me. I think that's somebody's lawnmower that's mowing.
Yeah, it's the next door.
Why is everybody muted?
Shouldn't be.
I can't hear anyone.
I think Rich muted. I think Rich muted himself.
I muted myself, but it was because the next door neighbor's mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
So I'm not 3D printing anything.
No, for me, like I think like how I feel with Evercade Alpha is just like how I felt about the Atomic Edition, the Duke Atomic Edition VS. It's not for me, but I'm glad that like the community loves it and there's people that love it, and it opens up possibilities for Evercade. For me, I guess again, it's kind of like the love-hate relationship that I have with Super Pockets. It's cool that we have it, but irritating that we don't get physical cards.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing with me. I thought for sure after the EXP, when they did the redesign, they did the refresh, and I guess that maybe that's the thing that's so jarring for me is they did the refresh, and then like there's no embedded games unless it's the game of the month or the hidden games that are already there, right? So it's like, oh, well, they're not going to put out another piece of hardware and then brand it with games again, and then immediately they put out another product that has branded games behind the hardware.
I was like, and if they're going to put out hardware like that, they're going to have to put games on it.
Well, but do they though? They don't have to bake in. They don't have to bake in game to put out the hardware. In my opinion, I still say to this day they could have said the alpha announcement could have just been, here's the Evercade Alpha, all the things that you said. It's one unit. You get the one with the Sound One controllers. You get the one without the Sound One controllers. Literally everything. Put KD on both sides. Evercade Alpha done, and then have a cartridge that comes with it, instead of the announcement that they had made. And I think, well, I know 100% I wouldn't have made the video that went out yesterday. Because I would have already bought it. I would already.
No, I agree with you, Rich. They could have done, like, they should have announced like the two new arcade carts. Oh, we lost Pete. He'll probably come back. They should have had it bundled with that. And just kind of made it generic. Like in the beginning when you saw like the Katie in the trailer, I kind of got more excited about.
He's back.
About that.
He's back.
That first image that they showed in that trailer, I think that had Katie on it. That was supposed to represent the other guy's little mini arcade device that you don't want.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Yeah. Because they shoved it out of the way and they showed the alpha.
They did. Yep.
But at first, let's see. What I think, no,
if you didn't notice, it had a little frowny face on it too.
Yeah,
it did.
It did. But I thought it was like, here's the upgrade. I think they should have done two things. I think they should have made a standard unit, like Rich said, and they should have announced the arcade games, and it had removable marquees, like you could print out and put your own in. And then I think the Street Fighter and the Mega Man should have been like special editions with built-in games, and they should have been a different price point.
If you did that as the deluxe, I'd be like, okay. I still would have
And then for the love of God, have like some type of HDMI out. Then I would have been excited, because then I could actually use it and I could stream with it, capture footage on it. I don't know. It would have been better for me. But they're going for that arcade market though, right? I don't like, this isn't for your existing Evercade customer. This is for somebody new to the ecosystem that's into arcades, is who they're going after.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense because it's a mini arcade.
Yeah, that and the other thing for me, I think that, and I think this was like overhyped for what it was. I think they, I didn't find this nearly as exciting as like the Tomb Raider collection or some of the cards we got last year.
They're not hyping it any more than they would hype anything else. They're not
it was
saying more about it than they do the VSR and EXPR.
I don't know. I think
the only hype is coming from people making videos about it.
It could be. I don't know. I think they'll do well. Now there would be one case where I would get one, and that, let's say if it goes to like, I don't know, like a Sam's Club or something, and then it just sits there and it doesn't sell, and the price really drops. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's just for like the $100 price point, maybe. I don't know. So here, like, okay. So and to kind of like share how strong my feelings. So here's kind of the thing, because like when I do get, don't want to change this, but when I do like, become employed again and get a job, I thought about maybe getting myself something kind of like special to reward. And this device, like, it isn't the device that I would get for myself for that reason, for the price point and the wage. Like, I would be more likely to get myself like, that new Game Boy that's coming out like in December. That's all that I'm saying. Like, I think this is cool. The chromatic
Game Boy.
Yeah. Where like the guy like said like spent like 10 plus years making, like, it has like, you can play it in the sun. It has the same size screen. It's supposed to be like the Game Boy as if it was meant to be played with like an IPS, and it uses batteries and it can run for 30 hours, and it's an FPGA, and it comes like with a new version of a colorized version of Tetris. It's a Game Boy.
Okay, for $200.
Yeah. The only downside is
the size. That looked like it was priced the same as analog. Oh, can somebody turn something off? That when I saw your video on your live show, and I was watching for 2 seconds, and I looked at it, it looked like just an analog pocket, but more work.
Yeah, in a way it is, but don't forget with like analog though, with like the shipping fees and all that, it's more like $300 with a.
But wait, does it play anything other than Game Boy games?
No, Game Boy Color, but the thing.
So my question is, why not just get a Game Boy Advance? And you could get one with an IP. You could get one modded with an IPS screen.
Because here, let me bring it up. Because this one,
it's an FPGA, but you can still get a Game Boy Advance for really cheap.
Because let me share this for those. So because supposedly like it's like it's glare resistant. They kept the color palette, the speed. It's supposed to it's supposed to be like a true representation and be modern. And it can like run like 40 hours on it, like it's metal. That's all. I do like that the version of Touch.
I almost want to say like you could just like it seems like you could just mod a Game Boy Advance, like get a new shell and all this other stuff.
A Game Boy Color. No, you like if you want to get a Game Boy Color, like not including the funny playing FPGA. Like if you want to get like a real Game Boy that's modded, that's on like $250, $200 to $250 if you want USB. And then you can't get the funny. This one's it's a premium product, right? It's supposed to be quality. But oh wait, am I not? Of course. There we go. I'm like, why is it there on the screen? But again, like something like this is for people who want, like I think, who want to play Game Boy and Game Boy Color and have a modern device and have the best experience. That's kind of more what it is. But that's kind of more. But what I'm saying is,
a Game Boy Advance that has the best experience.
No, but Game Boy Advance though, like it's. Like you have and I was I was playing it the other day on my like SP. Like you have like the border around it and all that. You know what I mean? Like this feels.
I'm talking about the original Game Boy Advance.
But this is Game Boy Color though.
Yeah, no. And so does it? Wait, it only play. It doesn't play Game Boy Advance.
No. This is just Game Boy Color. That's it.
But yeah, I guess you're not even able to play the Game Boy Advance games on it. Though.
No. So here's kind of my whole like for me like I like specialized devices. Like for me like with the analog pocket like for me I just want the best experience to play Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Like if I had an analog, I wouldn't use all the other jailbreaking features. You know what I mean?
I guess the best experience would be different for everybody.
Yeah, and you can plug in USB and stream it. Like it's if you just want like a modern. The only downside is the screen is the same 2.6, so it's like which could still be fine. But my point is something like this. I'm a lot more hyped about. Like let me put it this way. If Blaze came out with let's say if they came out with another handheld that was like that Ambernick, like a different form factor, or if they came out with something like form factor, even if they came out with the Super Pocket, like with Tetris built in, I would have been a lot more excited. That's just me.
I'm just curious. Let's see. Replacement IPS LCD screen for a Game Boy Color is about $60.
Yeah, but like I said, this one though, it's special. Like you can play it. Let's see if I can find like the specs for it, because you can play it like it's like anti-glare. You can play it in the sun. You get like 40 hours of battery life. Yeah. That's sunlight. Yeah, readable. So that's what it's still it's going to be the same size.
Like with the game,
it's an alloy shell. Yeah,
I've modded like the Game Boys I have with so you can plug USB-C in them, and they've got rechargeable batteries built in them.
This does, but the other thing too is it uses an alloy shell, and if you want to get like a Game Boy Color that's an alloy shell, then that's like you're looking more close to like $350, $400. But
let's see how much is Game Boy.
And don't forget too, it comes with a new version of Tetris, so it's even cheaper.
Okay, well, just because that's a new version doesn't mean it's a better version.
Yeah, but I'm pretty stoked. I'd almost want this just for. But then again, Tetris. But I love Tetris. But my point is like this is something like new. Like there are different like. It's a different take, right? That's all. The way Ed talks out of buying is a skill enough for him. Yeah. And I'm just saying, like I'm right now where I'm at in life, like I don't have the means to get the Alpha, but if I did, if I let's say if like I did have that money just lying around that I could just like spend on myself or something.
Yeah, to be fair though, I don't know where I'd get an aluminum shell.
Well, that's what I was saying. There's an aluminum shell. It's sun. You can it's anti-glare, it's like if you want to be able to play a Game Boy like anywhere in the light, it has like a 40-hour battery. You can put like AAA batteries in it. It's specific, it's specific, and it's like the clock speed is right, unlike the Funny Playing FPG. That's what I mean. Like it's a very specific. Think of it as like a very high quality Game Boy that's supposedly supposed to give you the best experience. That's all.
Metal shell. Ooh, metal shell for Game Boy
Advance. That's all I'm saying.
$69.
Yeah, but the only reason that I bring this up is for me, like playing an arcade game on that smaller of a scale may be the best experience for some people. It might not be. That's all. That's apples and oranges. But that's all that I wanted to look at. I agree, Immortal. The cost for their games are ridiculous, like $50. Like I agree with. I agree with that. But and then again, and believe me, I'm looking at. Would you just be happy with like a Game Boy, like a regular like Game Boy Color, kind of depending on what you want to do. But I think like for me the whole thing that I want to say is like the Evercade Alpha, like that for me that wasn't like anything as innovative as like when we first saw like the initial like OG Evercade. Oh, this is a cool handheld. You can pop carts in it. Even the VS with the two slots was like awesome. That's all that's all I'm saying. Like I didn't have like that level of hype. I still think it's a cool device, but it's not a device for me per se. But it did. But like kind of going through all this, it did make me appreciate the Super Pockets more. I just wish the Super Pockets had a better D-pad, but that's a whole other thing. Yeah, like imagine like I'm sure you all maybe seen the new like Ambernick that came out that folds open. One time I don't have my SP in there, but like that folds open like a.
Is it actually out?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And it's pretty.
It's cool.
Yeah, but like if Blaze came out with a handheld like that could take Evercade carts, that would have been friggin' amazing to me. Like that would have been something totally different. And some people may look at, oh, it's another hand, but then it would compete with their Super Pocket line. So I don't think they want to do that. That's all. So I guess for some people, like they do care about the games built in. They don't. Like would have been better if it wasn't. I do think that that waiting this long to announce this may have also hurt their sales for like the EXPR and VSR. I think this should have been announced at the beginning of the year, and they should have like came out strong with arcade carts because that's what really.
Well, you just only care about the arcade carts. That's what it is.
It's not. Let me put it this way, and I will stand by this statement. There has never been a bad arcade collection.
Yes, there has.
What?
Oh, yes, there has.
What?
The Pico Arcade one is really bad.
Dude, I love that. Like I found, I was playing that last weekend. I love that, and I was gonna say maybe Atari because of the trackball controls, but it's kind of like at least the majority. I mean, again, they're trying to go outside of the Evercade system, but like I have not put it this way. I've not yet had anybody ever comment. I've never seen a YouTube comment where someone's like, "No, I hate arcade carts. Don't give me more arcade carts." It's the one line that is always good. Like it hits all the bells and whistles for nostalgia.
That's because you're the only one saying no more computer carts. Like I'm interested in seeing anything.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I think that's
like it doesn't matter what group you're looking at. Each group has good and bad games. It really depends on what games they put in it.
How did you find my OnlyFans page? No. Sorry, I went there.
What?
He said Ed is an in and out gamer. Oh my god. My dirty mind went there. So I don't know. Yeah, and like to prefer the red. Seeing some people prefer the red carts, but I don't know. Again, like it's just from the last polls that I've done, but it seems like the current most beloved ISP is Konami. For both, and actually I think a red cart in Konami would even be better, but. Everybody from our childhoods, like we love Konami, and that's like, dude, they're wanting to tap into that, and that was the other kind of disappointing thing. Like, ooh, more Capcom. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Capcom, but like that wasn't exciting. Like more Capcom, and that's where I talk about like I do love Street Fighter, but for me, like I only want to play the upgraded versions of Street Fighter. Like I want to play like the Hyper Fighting. I want to play Alpha 3. I would have no reason to go back to those. Even as a kid, I felt that way. I didn't want to have a reason to go back to the lesser versions because you get all the characters. It's faster. Or if they were going to do that, like Third Strike is like one of the best like 2D Street Fighter. I don't know. So that's I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So I think this is interesting place where Evercade is going or Blaze is going. I just think they could have done more. Maybe I don't know. Again, that's just my opinion. You're not going to make. Yeah, I think what Pete. What do you always say? Like the ones that you whenever they come out and do stuff, like you always say, like whatever it is, it's not going to be what we expect. And
yeah, 100%. But I did plan. I knew they were making alpha. Like I've been saying that for years.
Actually,
I just wanted to have 10 cartridge slots.
Yes, I would actually, Pete. I was trying to say, like jokingly, didn't you once say on an Evercast that like Evercade Alpha will be an arcade machine with like Street Fighter Alpha? I swear to God, I think.
But when you say Evercade Alpha, I'm thinking like a full size arcade machine.
Yeah.
No, I always meant a countertop. Always.
When you say arcade machine, though, I always think full-sized arcade machine. I'm like, no way.
Yeah. I mean, you never know the way they're going.
Yeah, who knows? Next year.
Why don't we have a Data East 2 and a Technos 2? Those are very easy licenses.
Absolutely.
What we need now is give us a Vectrex collection. A Vectrex collection. That would be awesome.
That would be kind of cool.
That'd be weird.
So here's the thing. So on the Capcom Street Fighter cabinet, there's Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, right?
Yeah.
My preferred way to play Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, though, is with a D-pad.
Yeah, you could do that. But here's the thing: so you could plug in an regular Evercade controller.
Well, that's
what's the point?
Did they confirm that you could like bypass the controls to play a game?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's the first and second player USB ports.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you tried it, but the on the Evercade VS, it does matter what port you plug it in.
Yes,
yeah.
I did know that. But yeah.
So yeah, if you wanted to, you're not the first player is not stuck playing with the arcade stick if you plug.
But then you might as well play it like a different. But then you might as well like play it on Steam and use a controller though, unless like you really want to play it on that form factor. You know what I mean? That's
that's the thing is like you've got a little portable, mini arcade machine. You just turn it on and start playing rather than booting up a computer or having your using up your TV in your living room or wherever. I mean, it's just it's an alternate option.
I'm just lamenting the fact that we'll probably never see those on a cart. So, So therefore, I'm just relegated to just putting this in and playing this anyway.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. Like that's what I was saying. Like if you really want to play these games and not like the whole appeal of the Evercade ecosystem is to have the physical carts. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have the physical cart and you still really want to play these games, there's still easy ways to do that. So that's the whole appeal, at least for me, for Evercade is having the physical cart. And I think the other reason maybe why this doesn't hit the nostalgia bug for me is because it is a smaller arcade. Like it's not like a full scale. Granted, that would be like way more expensive, but I don't know, kind of like what Pete said, it would be cool to have like if they had like a bigger one that had like maybe 4 slots. Like it would be a different price point, but I don't know.
And there would be less people, I think, that would be able to buy it. Even if they had the money, you've got to have the space for that as well.
True. Although I've had a lot of people say they don't have the space for this thing, which is kind of funny. But maybe, I don't know if it's as big as, and everyone has, different stuff that they want to put in there. Like, it's something where it would look fantastic behind, to have that. And that's why I say for me, it would mainly be a showpiece, kind of like like those mini like Replicades. It would be a showpiece because without the HDMI out, I just wouldn't have as much of a case use for it. Which is the only kind of crappy thing. And I guess the thing that for me, and I've said this before, a little lackluster, that we got like the EXP with 18 or 20 like Capcom games, and now we get like 6. Which if you compare to like most other full scale like arcade one, like that's a very low amount of games too. Like I guess that's what I didn't understand, that they already had the license with Capcom. You think it would have like 12 games, or like as Rich has said.
Well, because like on the EXP, there was over 20. Was it? How many were on the EXP?
I think I might have said 21. I think it's like 18. I don't know, like something between 18 and 20.
But yeah, it's like, why not? They had 6 games on one and 6 games on the other. But it would have been nice if all 12 games were on one device.
Yes, yeah. And then we have repeats, and that we already have you can already if you really wanted Strider and Final Fight, you can get that on the EXP. So that was a little bit lackluster. Like then the Mega Man one, like you're only really getting with 3 games in a way. I don't know. That's how I look. Like 3 new games.
Yeah, but I'd rather play them on this mini arcade device than on the XP.
Well, and that's and then you do have the joystick. So yeah, that's kind of going back and forth. I mean, it's great. If anything else, it's great discussion for our community.
It's like the Street Fighter games. I cannot play those at all on EXP, but on this alpha, yes, that makes a lot more sense.
Well, here's the other big elephant in the room with Street Fighter, right? Like I did have my fun playing it on the EXP, but playing that with one player, I don't know if you.
Yeah, that's the other thing that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, not being able to play online. Yeah,
put it on a device where you can't play it with an arcade stick and can't play against another person. So
yeah,
I can't see how anybody would. And also on the Super Pocket, like how are you playing Street Fighter on that?
Yes, well, exactly, and that's kind of like in this day and age, like maybe some people have more friends than I do, but like I don't think like having like local co-op for most people, not everybody, but I'm saying for most people, I don't think is going to be as practical. Like online play would have been nice. Like if you could have played the same people online as Arcade 1-Up, I don't know, it'd be a different ecosystem, but.
Well, first they need to give us player profiles before we'd be able to play online.
That'll never happen.
See, like, but see, like there is a case for that. Like it's going to be my portable Evercade TV. So yeah, there's totally a case for that. Like without the HDMI, I could see that, and it's going to be kept more up to date than the Super Pockets and all that. Hopefully.
Well,
see,
yeah,
and I wonder
it's just going to have the same. I assume it's got the Wi-Fi built into it because it does the same. Yeah, updates as the VS, so you'll still be able to have the free games and the game of the month and stuff on there as well.
Yeah, see, that's like if you could do a Tate mode with this, then I don't know. That would have added more. That would have added more
you're
value.
Saying it'll be tiny, but here's the thing: on the EXP, it seems tiny unless you rotate the screen.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The reason those two games seem tiny on like a regular monitor or on the EXP, unless you don't do the Tate mode, is because it's a 16:9 aspect ratio. These Evercade alphas, the screen ratio is 4:3. So you're going to get less black bars on the side, to be honest. So it might not be as bad as everybody's thinking.
It might. That's funny, Immortal. Well, that was a real thing back. That was a real thing back in the day. That's funny. You have the better controller. That's yeah. So we know Crow is definitely getting it. Pete's on the fence right now. Me and Rich aren't getting it. Rich,
are you getting it?
No. Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense for me either right now. We'll see.
It just broke my brain.
Yeah. Well, dude,
I'm still recovering.
The beast behind you, that Legends Ultimate. I'm kind of like, seriously, why would you buy this?
Yeah, Rich, why do you need that?
Right, well, I mean, that's the other reason, really, right? You know, it's just like, why would I want? Well, I mean, other than the fact that it's an Evercade product, I like Evercade and all that kind of stuff, and I'd want to cover it, but it's just at the same point, I have literally nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
I would. You know, the discussion that happened earlier in the chat, they're like, oh, I wonder, it was Immortal said, I wonder how many people actually play that after, like they get it and they play it for a while, and then how many people keep playing it afterwards, or do they go to something else? That would be me, for sure.
Yeah.
I play it.
I got a challenge for you.
The whole first week, into the next month maybe, and then we'd just sit there and I'd stare at it for a year. So
I'll probably do that.
Pro, go get an Egret 2. Get an Egret 2 Mini. Take that screen off and retrofit it onto the Evercade.
But it's not. How big
there
is
you
the
go.
screen? Because isn't that screen smaller?
Yes, but it's better.
How is it better?
It rotates.
Truthfully, though,
I don't know. Figure it out.
If I'm spending,
even if it could rotate, it's got to be built into the hardware somewhere to be able to flip the screen.
Actually, though, but you can on the VS. You can go in and flip it. You would just have to turn the screen, and you'd have to go.
You can in the VS, but will they have that option in the Alpha?
That's true.
I don't think they're going to put the VS hardware firmware or whatever in the alpha.
No, dude, I see. No, you're not invisible. I see your comments. There's a lot of stuff. No, that is cool that the arcade community will be covered, and that's the one thing that I like about this device is that I think that the arcade community will be covering it. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, there's a whole Evercade ecosystem, and so maybe that'll shine. That'll kind of shine more of a light. I just hope that maybe then it'll attract a big publisher like Konami, SNK, or Sega that's like, you know what? We have no problems doing carts. And maybe they'll actually want to make an arcade cart to play on this device. You know what I mean? Everyone's looking forward to your Tate mode mod, Crow.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would do that.
I'm probably going to take that front panel off, but only to see if you can replace the bezel around it, maybe with something custom made. Because I don't know if I want Mega Man around the screen.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, you know what? Dude, I wish. I wish. Yeah, I would totally review it. Probably what I'll end up doing is reviewing the games, because that's like the closest thing, like the Mega Man games. Normally I don't like to do something like that, but if I'm not going to get an alpha, then there's like no other way. I wish. But yeah. Send them an email. Be like, I demand for you to send Pete, Ed, and Rich. This Crow's already bug, but an alpha. Heck, even if it was something where like they paid for shipping, and I know other companies have done this. Like even if it was something where they were to send it out to us just to like borrow, and it's like, okay, Ed, when you're done, send it to Peter Crow, to one of the other YouTube and send it back to us. Yeah, I would be, even if they just sent it out just for purposes of, like, we wouldn't even keep it.
Send it to me first, and then when I get around to it in a year, then I'll pass it along to everybody.
Right? No, I was going to say Crow's going to take it apart.
Send it to Crow first, and then we'll see it. We'll see it sometime.
I'll send it to me. It'll take me a year. I'll take it apart, and I'll send it to you guys in pieces.
That'll be a video series. Can we put it back together?
Right? Oh my God, that'd be hilarious. So, but Mike brings up a good point, like the lack of online features. It's a telling sign of their days. That's what I want. This could just be like a one and done. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, wait a minute. How much into online features? Like, we know that At Games has got the whole online stuff.
Yeah.
But how far into the whole online ecosystem has Arcade 1UP gotten?
They're pretty good now. They have online leaderboards and everything.
Yes.
Okay, because I have not.
I don't have one.
I don't have. I haven't gotten one from them since the Burger Time Machine, and none of those have any online capability whatsoever.
Yeah, all the newer ones that have Wi-Fi in them have like all that. Yeah, you could build your own cabinet, use a VS, maybe. I'm hoping.
However, that's the argument I was having with. Well, I guess it wasn't really an argument, but I would argue it would still cost you about the same amount of money, just to do it yourself.
Yeah, but you'd get a full set. Or here's what's nuts, right? Like, I don't know if y'all know what the Polycade is. It's like the top of the line multicade. You can get it with a computer, or you can put like your own device in that. And like P-Dubs, if you're watching this, because I know he pre-ordered a Polycade, dude. If you have an Evercade VS or VSR, put that in there. What would it take? You just have to buy a board. It'd be the most expensive way to play Evercade.
I saw something way better than a Polycade at the last Pinball Expo. You probably pointed it out. I can't remember what the name of it was. I don't know how much those Polycades cost either, but still going to be spending like $1,000 or more.
Yeah. To be honest, if it was like a 30-minute or less interview, I would have, but because it was like 2 hours, I honestly don't have the time.
What channel is Retro Titans? Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
the gamer
to spend. I'll watch a lot of other stuff.
that was my only. If somebody could do like a cut down into like maybe 20 minutes, not that we don't do like longer podcasts or anything, but like I don't listen to our podcast afterwards. That's mind numbing. Like, it seems like I can't even watch my own videos that are like 10 minutes long. It's like, screw that. Yes. So no, dude, Brad, I've been saying that I just want online capabilities for Donut Dodo. But they still need to fix that. so we don't have like the delay loading between the screens. But the funny thing though is I can't play Dodo on Steam anymore because Evercade has like cursed my Steam Deck. No, I'm like not kidding. But and so no, truthfully though, I've gotten really used to the Evercade D-pad. Like it's very like it's a lot bigger and fatter, and it's not as like slippery. So I've almost gotten like too used to playing that game with that. But yeah, we'll have to see. No at least for the arcade games, like leaderboards. Maybe I don't know. That would be something. Maybe since this thing has Wi-Fi, they might do that.
They should do all that because they're swimming in cash because they sold 1 million carts and they're doing so well. So like, there's no excuse for them not to. We thought they were a scrappy little company.
Yeah,
they are for global mega hypertech. So like, I mean, there's no reason why they can't, hire a team of programmers to do all this.
Yeah. Well, again, that's like that's with me, and I'll keep beating this drum. I want consistency from Blaze. I want consistency and more transparency.
The problem is that if they had designed it from the ground up to have all these features, it would have been a lot easier. But the problem is retrofitting it now because it's harder to do when you have to reintegrate something rather than building from the ground up.
I agree.
Yeah.
So for me personally, like what I had to do like with like Sega Lord X. Like he makes videos like about like how like let's save the Sega Saturn and launch stuff like that. Like what I would have done, I would have put Evercade Alpha on hold. I wouldn't have released it this year. I would have gotten the online infrastructure in place with leaderboards and all that first. To your point, like I would have gotten all that work, and then Evercade Alpha, I would have released that.
Yeah, the moment they decided to put Wi-Fi on one of their devices, they really should have had a plan to do some type of online capabilities, leaderboards, profile stuff. But like that's what's the sad thing. And Crow's right. Unless they set it up from the start, it's probably not going to be something they can just tack on without a lot of work.
Yeah,
because it's really funny because I'll look at the information that are on the cartridges when they come out. And they're still including, like, they still have to include all the images for the original EXP that's still unmodified. It has got the border for the cart and everything, and all that's still on there. And if they didn't do that, they wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's right. No, I know. All right, here for minutes. Yeah, they already. You know what? Funny that you mentioned that, Brad. A long time ago, Sean said that would be super easy to do with QR codes. He said that would be like super easy.
I hate that stuff, though. Anytime you
it's too much work.
Device to use another device, you've lost 95% of the people.
And
but
it's funny because
that's all.
They actually did it with Circus Convoy on the Atari 2600.
Yeah,
use QR codes, but that's understandable because that's a device that doesn't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I know that Crow's plans to see Crow Senior today. So I don't want to delay.
I gotta get going actually right now. So goodbye.
All right, I was gonna say if you wanted to plug anything first, but yeah.
No, I'm just working on stuff. But the only thing I'll mention is I did put out a video this week of night prep on the Game Boy Advance, and that's such a weird video, and it's actually doing a lot better than I thought it would.
Weird.
But dude,
this is an extremely weird video.
This is an extreme.
I love it. I so love that you got. You're like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever bought. No, I love that video.
Yeah, it was because I thought it was an April Fool's joke, and I'm like clicking on the link, and it's like, what? Are they actually gonna let me buy this? Like, it can't be real. And I'm like, okay, I'll spend $60 and see what happens. It was like over a year ago, and I got it in the mail like less than a week ago. I was like, okay, I guess I'll make a video on this, and I'll plug it in. It's like, oh, okay. Well, it's not even the game Night Trap. It's just a video of Night Trap on the Game Boy Advance. It's such a weird thing. It's super pointless. And that's kind of what made it interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, check out Kurt's channel and watch the video. It's a fun video.
So I'm going to run, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right, buddy. Yeah, I should go do something too. I don't know what.
I should go too.
I'm so tired. I'm like, what can I do?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing battle with the outside in a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go clean my yard up, but I'm gonna head out too. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
I just put a Star Trek video up on my channel. I think it's my first Star Trek video. Star Trek Prodigy Supernova on the Steam Deck. It's freaking awesome, guys. Go play that game. It's dirt cheap. It's really fun. It's action, side-scrolling, top-down action RPG. It's really fun. It's based on the anime.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to be working today. I started filming Pico Collection 4.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Finally.
I'm curious to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, me too. I don't know where my thoughts are going to be, but I'm going in with an open mind and see what it's all about. I like Pico. I got a soft spot for Pico.
Me too.
Anyway, bye guys. Bye everybody.
See ya.
And then there were two. then there's two of us.
Yep.
I guess. Well, anything else that you want to talk? Oh! Before we get to that, okay. Very cool. So thank you thank you so much, Immortal. Now, because you went ahead and did that, I thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'll have to switch over to my channel. I need to make that smaller. I'll have to get. But anyways, I can now actually play, because before I just only had like the oh yeah, Randy Savage, which is cool, right? But I've done at kind of the request of the channel other wrestler clips.
Oh, all right.
So for the one membership, who haven't I? Should I do a favorite? No, I'll do a favorite because I really like. I'll do a favorite. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, woo. Yeah, you got to do that with Ric Flair. Yeah, you got to. Yeah, but it's
cool.
one of those things where I'm tempted to play them all. Actually, I think I did for members only. But yeah, thank you so much.
It's very cool.
Hey, I try to appease my audience.
That's an awesome time. Yeah, I gotta do I gotta do more like that live streamy stuff over on my channel, and then figure out how to do the whole get people in and by giving them gift things.
Yeah.
I still haven't figured out how to do that, but I haven't live streamed a lot either. So
yeah.
That will change, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Very soon. I actually got. Speaking of things, so I have one of these, right? So the Gen 2 Polymega controller. Well, they just, I don't know if they came off the back of a truck somewhere or they found them in a corner. I don't know what. But they found the Gen 1 controllers for the Polymega. And they put out a tweet. It said, hey, we got a limited amount. Like it's under 200 or something like that. You want one of these things, put it in order. We'll ship it to you in a box. And I was like, okay. So I ordered one. And it came yesterday. It literally was just wrapped in plastic in a box. I was like, all right.
Hey, we got it. It fell off a truck. We'll put it in a box.
Let's roll. So I'm actually going to do a video on it, comparing the two controllers to see which one I like best. And I might as well do it while playing the games on the Polymega that I need to get through in order to do the update. And then I'll do that. I think that's what's going to happen soon. But when, I'm not going to say anything because the reverse rich psychology has been working, because I said I'm not going to tell you guys when things are going to happen. Things are just going to happen, and then they did, which was great. So that's what we're going to do. And I'll also say that we don't know when it's going to happen, but there will be other things happening with the two of us hanging out.
I like the mysterious. I'm glad you said you were going to make a video, because I was just going to say which one do you like better, but I don't want to steal your thunder. So
that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to find out which one we like better. So
no, that's very. And by the way, I was going to say Rich is being humble about it, but he just crossed the line for 1,400 subs on his channel, which is awesome.
That's all. I'm catching you guys in the awesome community. Thank you guys so much for coming over and hitting that button. It's great.
Heck yeah! I'm catching up to you. I think I'm like a couple hundred behind.
Yeah. I mean, you're going. It'll be awesome. We'll be neck and neck soon, I'm sure.
Neck and neck.
Oh wait, that's the wrong button. I wanted to hit this button. Ballistic saying, I wonder how many warehouses still exist of Atari new old stock.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a web series right there. Like for two people that have absolutely too much money and no time. They just go and travel to all these like old places, like these old warehouses. Like they'll just go to random publishers and be like, "Hey, you got some backstock? Let's take a look." And then like they do like a historical video and then they find all the crazy old stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be very.
That
cool.
would be epic.
Yeah,
dude, that would be.
It reminds me of the time that I got my copy of Lunar 2. So, because I got it by literally calling the support line on the back of the box in the manual of Lunar 1, because there was actually a number that you could call for like support. So I called the number and then somebody answered, and I was like, "Hey, just randomly, do you happen to have a copy of Lunar 2?" And they're like, and then the person on the other end was like, "You just give me a couple minutes. I don't know. I'll check in the back. I don't think so, but whatever." And then they came back and they're like, "Oh, actually, we have one. We have one copy. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yes." And I just ordered it over the phone, direct, and then they shipped it to me. It was great.
You know what? That's awesome. I do like remember those days when you could do stuff like. Actually, I heavily did that a lot, like with CDs. Like they were just like a few like a few record stores that were willing to like ship to you. Maybe even before websites, you'd call them and be like, "Hey, do you have this? Do you have this bootleg?" And be like, "Yeah." Give them a credit card number over the phone. Yeah. Never thought to. You know what? I never. Oh, thank you, Evercade fanboy. Never thought to do that though. With like, hey, do you guys have any Neo Geo games? Do you guys have any whatever?
Right?
PC Engine. Do you guys have any whatever?
Yeah.
Any whatever stuff. Oh my goodness.
That'd be kind of funny. I mean, there'd be absolutely no way that half these things would work. But if like what if you just started randomly sending out things to like, like in the back of this manual, for example, there's like, oh, you can get this hint book if you like send this little postcard out to Hawaii. Like 30 years later, you just send it out. It's like some random dude. Maybe you'll just get a letter back. It's like, I have no idea what this is.
You could make a photocopy of it.
Yeah.
Do that. You can make a photocopy of it and do that.
Yeah, why not? I don't know.
Or find a good quality scan online and print it. I just would hate to something. Yeah, no, that would be awesome. Like,
that would be the weirdest. That would be like that's like the weirdest thing to do. But also, like, why not? Just like
I can see you doing
sending money orders to people, hoping you get something back.
Yeah, or if it's like send this to get a free thing, I would. But yeah, I would just send money that way.
Oh man, that's cool. Evercadians, new channel. Okay, 62 subs in 7 days. Sweet.
Cool.
Well, welcome
that's
to the
awesome.
YouTube. I'll go over there and check it out. Here, can I hit a link? Nope.
No, nothing.
I can't hit the link in the chat, but
no.
I'll try to look you up.
Cool. Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Evercadians YouTube. Yeah, there it is. 22 videos.
Dang.
It's pretty cool.
They already got a bunch. They got a bunch of stuff. 0 Point say, what do you think is the reason Blaze didn't have Street Racer on Pico 4 players? I was gonna say, well, personally, I really dislike that game. That was.
Wait, which one?
Street Racer, the one that like. Yeah, the one that was like I was expecting it to look more like Mario, and basically it was just like a flat like 2D. It was just the visuals were just really like very disappointing to me. But yeah, that is kind of weird though. I mean, if the original game was 4 players, I can tell you why though. 0 Point. If we put my feelings aside, if the original game wasn't 4 players, then the ROM dump of it. If a 4-player ROM dump of it didn't exist, then that's why. And with that kind of a game, I don't really see them spending the time just to make it 4-player. Okay, Ballistic got the cool. So you got the Immortal.
That was really cool.
Will we? I wouldn't be surprised. We probably will be getting one more. I don't think it would be a Gigacart just because the size of those games are really small.
The only thing that would be is if they went for like something out of whack, but like because look, so if you see, Thalamus, Delphine, Full Void, like there's like some like the adventure point and clicky kind of thing. So if they're like, oh hey, here's here's another point and click collection, but it's all of like the Lucasfilm stuff. Yeah, that'd probably be Gigacart worthy because they're big, with all the full motion video stuff.
Yeah, you know what? Funny, and this will be maybe a topic for another stream, but being that Blaze, is a company that's located in the UK, and we do have the computer collection, and there are a lot of people that like it. I'm kind of surprised they didn't release like some kind of like VS like home computer console, where basically it would be, let's say, like a VSR, but maybe let's say like in a C64, or maybe just like a home a home computer skin with with some built-in computer games, and it came with like a keyboard and a mouse.
Yeah.
For the Evercade community, that would have been a lot more popular, but I don't know. Kind of funny that you mentioned. But the Gigacart, I think it'll be one or two things. I think it'll be hopefully, because they're not not going to use it, like they're not going to put like an Atari collection out with like 50 games. That would be, it wouldn't need that space. What I think it'll be is something awesome, like maybe let's say if it was like the Shovel Knight collection, Pico Wood, or
I'm just answering this question.
Oh, okay.
That's the one.
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree with that. Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
that is like one of the best legacy carts. Yeah, just to go back to this before I distracted myself. So I think it's either going to be like an awesome like indie title or titles. Hopefully, like an awesome indie cart, or it'll be, or I hope they utilize it for like something like Sega CD, some other CD based console. Thank you, iHeart Retro. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Gigacarts will open the door for CD-based consoles to get more stuff.
Yes.
Oof.
I want the last 6 cards to be all arcade. That if Blaze did that, that would be redemption.
Cool.
Like, fine.
I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be cool.
I know we're going to at least get 2. We're at least going to get 2 more.
Yeah, we'll get 2 this year, and they'll be pretty cool. That's the other thing. I predict that there'll be more cool ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's I kind of feel the same way with you, Lord JRM. It does feel really dry with all the new carts, and we had like the Duke remaster. Yeah, it does feel like we're waiting forever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's because they're spacing out the announcements, and they're off cadence for this year. So yeah, like we'll get the announcements for the carts that are bundled with. No, you're not bundled with, but coming alongside of the alpha, we'll get that announcement in July. So, because what they'll do is because those carts, I imagine they'll be getting be arcade carts, those 2 coming alongside the alpha, and they might be actually pretty big, so they'll want to announce them early. So they'll announce them in July, because there's also the September carts too, right? Yeah,
Pico one is one of the best.
I agree with that. I mean, it's my favorite cart by far. So, yeah,
Pico one. Yeah, Pico one. Yeah, we've had discussions. The funny thing is, I always say that like with Pico one, an off-Katie entrance is that the only unfortunate. I feel like with Pico one that they gave all their best. Like who knew if the Evercade was going to get past 10 cards? Like they gave all their best games.
Right. Yeah. That whole set, the first 10.
Yes. Yeah.
They're all knockouts. But the good thing about it, 1, 2. Well, the weird thing about it though is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Half of them are legacy.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah.
It seems to be the nature of the beast. Oh, if we hear more, we didn't even go after that. Why like the alpha isn't a Hyper Megatech product? But yeah, no, I'm curious. I'm actually more excited about the pockets.
The same time you're going to hear about the carts that are coming alongside the alpha is when you're going to hear about the super pockets.
Yeah,
that's my guess. But I think I don't know that because there's a September drop of carts before the alpha, so they gotta get that announcement out of the way too. So do they wait until September to announce Super Pocket and the other? I don't know. Maybe.
I hope not, because I'm very curious.
I think that actually makes me in line with getting more Super Pockets because I'm not getting the alpha. I don't know how I feel.
Yeah. Well, for me though, especially since I already own one Super Pocket, it's going to be all about the games.
Yeah, and I think that's what will do it for me is if they come out with two like really good Super Pockets, then I'm like, all right, fine, I'll get them because it's basically like getting it's like getting a cart plus.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because they're cheap enough where you can almost feel like, oh well, you're getting a way to play the cart with the cart built in. Plus, it plays more.
Yes,
I was like, okay, I'm okay with that, because here's my Taito rocking out,
Oh yeah, so you got the special. Yeah, and that's why I got the Taito.
Well, I got the bundle because I got the Capcom one and gave the other one to Douglas.
Yeah. So. Well, see, that makes sense. You have younger kids, you can give that to, even though But for me, it was like I already have an EXP. I don't.
Yeah. Well, and I've got three OGs floating around the house, so and the kids can play the OGs as well. It's just that the form factor. Douglas likes the Super Pocket better than the OG. So
yeah, I've gotten another video. I've gotten more used to it in the screen. For me, if anything, it's just that D-pad. That's just the only.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really find it that much. I don't know.
It's not only because it's a skinny D-pad and something weirder, but it's also too like whatever membranes that they're using.
Oh, like maybe because it's a little sharper on the edges.
Yeah, you have
Evercade. Yeah, I can.
You have to. The problem is with all the other, like with most other D-pads, you can keep your thumb in the middle. For this, you have to move it really out towards the edges to kind of press it. That's all.
Yeah. I can see it there.
And so that's why, like when I was playing Food Fight, like initially on it, like I'm like I can't, like I tried to move and I couldn't move because I wasn't using the out. It's good for platformers and other stuff. Some other games. That's the only thing. Yeah. But I think I've gotten used to the screen a little bit more, kind of depending for certain games. They should focus. Yeah, like a GBA. Yeah, I know, right? And GBA looks, and even regular Game Boy looks beautiful because they have like bigger sprite. Like they look like so good on that.
Yeah, I think a Tecmo Super Pocket would be very cool too.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, as long as it then led to a Tecmo collection, that would be the best. I still want a Taito collection.
See, that's what's the bittersweet thing for me on that is that and almost like if it's going to be a Super Pocket, that we're never going to get a collection of it. Seems like that way.
I mean, you always never say never, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. Even for Capcom, I'm still in the never say never mode because people were like, "Oh, well, the VS or the XPR came out and the Capcom's not on it." Well, that means they're not in a relationship with Capcom anymore. That's what people said as soon as it happened, and it's like, well, here we are. Now there's even more games out on the alphas. Yes, they're locked to hardware, but again, if these go big gangbusters, does that finally open the door for them to get the Capcom collections that we want on a cart? Does it finally solidify that deal? Who knows? Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Well, a theory of mine that I talked about a year ago, and we'll see if they'll do the Super Pockets where they let those be out for a year, and then maybe Taito might actually give us maybe they want to double dip and be like, okay, most of the people that bought the Super Pocket are also going to buy the cart.
Yeah, I mean, so that at least the saving grace on the alpha thing with Street Fighter specifically is that you can play that game 2-player on that unit. But man, oh man, like you gotta have Street Fighter on a big screen.
Yeah,
play multiplayer. Like that's why it needs to be on a cart so I can put it into my VS and play it on the big screen, right?
Exactly. And then you could have 2 arcade sticks, and you know what I mean. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So Captain Hat hinted at a Taito collection alpha.
I think, and that's why, like for me,
the first alpha so well,
yeah, Shop had limited. Well,
I mean that would be kind of cool. I mean, so that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question, maybe to ponder. So, what collection would it be? What collection would come out on an alpha that would make you want to get an alpha? Well, I think you already answered it because it's Namco for you, right? It's Pac-Man. They put out a Pac-Man one. You'd probably consider that.
Yeah, that maybe after they do a few of these, it'll be like a lower price point. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it would be for me, to be honest. I don't know what you could do that would just be like, I mean, it's funny because it's Capcom again. But I think an MVC cabinet would do it.
Ooh. But I'll tell you what's still a deal breaker.
The thing about MVC though is I absolutely need to play that on a full size cab, or it's not a thing. But that might do it for me. But I don't know. I don't think there's anything else that's really there.
Yeah. That's the other, and that's what I was saying. Like I would get like a Namco, I would get more use out of it, but still though, just not for me. Like not having an HDMI out, especially for any content creator, like I'm not going to be able to stream it. I'm not going to do like early 2000s YouTube and point a camera to it when you know what I mean? That's
right. Yeah.
That's just kind of the only, and that's why I say it would mainly be a showpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And just to put things in perspective, for like the cost of a Super Pocket, for the cost of an Alpha, it'd pretty much be like very close to the cost of all the Evercade cards you could buy in a year. So that, you know what I mean? It's because I'm like, for that price point, I'm like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, is there something else? It's different, but I would lean more towards getting it. I think people mentioned if they released one, if it was like at the 150 or less price point, and it had an HDMI out, and it didn't come with any games, then that might be, because then I could kind of use it more. Yeah, and some people want a full cabinet instead of Veltrex.
Yeah. I think Veltrex would be cool. I mean, the other thing though is like, I think most of the things that I consider like my favorite stuff when it comes to arcade games are like I like the games that have different control styles. So like, I would love for them to do that, but I don't think that that's going to be a thing. Like you're not going to see a racing game cabinet. You're not going to see a cabinet, or a spinner or trackball cabinet. Like those games, though, if they were to create a full-size cab that was like the ALU, and they had light guns already with it, and then some way of doing like a steering wheel, pedal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
There you go.
I'd buy it immediately. I don't care if it's $1,000. I'd buy it.
Right? Yeah, I know.
I swear though, like even if it was super expensive but super premium, and it had everything. It had like a drawer you could pull out, and then there's your steering wheel, and had the pedals, and then you had the light guns and the spinners or whatever. You had all the different control types in one like mega cab. Done. But because those are the games that I associate with arcade that I really want to play. Like Time Crisis and Hard Drive-In and Arkanoid and all that stuff.
No, Tails, I'm not. What did I?
Wait, what happened? I missed it too.
Instead of ignoring him, what did I? You said Vectrex. Actually, I highlighted Brad's comment. Sorry, because he said Vectrex is great. I saw that. No, and I saw. No, I'm sorry if I didn't highlight your comment, but we did talk about.
We were talking about it.
No, I'm not ignoring you, dude. Sorry if I didn't highlight the comment. So the chat, no, and it's a good problem to have, right? Like I love this. Like when the chat goes by so fast, if I miss stuff, I apologize. No, I don't ignore anybody. Sometimes I don't highlight highlight everything. Keep in mind when it's like just me, yes, but when you have like 4 people and other stuff, it can be a little bit different. But I'm doing like if they did do like an arcade, I think we've talked like an Arcade Heroes collection. Like if there were like arcade style like games from different devs, holy crap, that'd be awesome,
right? So, yeah,
I wonder if third party Evercade. Yeah, no, I wonder too, like I said, if it did go on sale, then that would be something awesome. Trackball games, yeah. And that would be another like I don't know, and again maybe like they couldn't get the Atari licenses, but yeah, Operation Wolf uses like dang it, they can play the trackball, but yeah,
right, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying though, right? Most of those like critical arcade experiences for me always had I'm at a cabinet that's got specialized hardware on it.
You see,
like something like dual sticks, that'd be kind of cool. You can make it work with the 2 sticks if you had a 2-stick solution.
So funny that you mentioned that, because okay, so here's kind of where I'm at with playing arcade games, right? Is that I either want to be able to play it, let's say, full out, like, and have the full arcade experience, or I'm fine with the console experience. And what I mean by that is I'm fine with an arcade collection where I can use a D-pad and all that, like, you know, or even like a port of a game, but having the actual arcade, I'm fine with that. I think though, Rich, you may have hit on something like you know, like with your Ultimate Arcade, like if I do want to play something with the, let's say, arcade with the joysticks, then I want it to be kind of good joysticks as I remembered on a full screen, or just give me the card I can play on anything. But definitely when it comes to when it comes to driving games and like-em games, yes, I'm an arcade snob that I want to play it like with a real steering wheel, force feedback, because it's a total like I want that full experience. Mm-hmm. And if I can't get that at home because it's expensive, then maybe if I could only play it in the arcade once a year, I'd rather, it's like such a good experience, kind of that, and like, you know, I agree with you. Now, unless you can be like Retro Ralph, where you have like one of those like awesome like multi-cades that has like the real light guns and like, dude, if I had that, I would like lock me in a room and I'd never leave it. Yeah, if I had something like that, yes, but I think that thing is like maybe like at least $5+ grand, but like it could do everything that you want. So that's, you know, that's kind of
So,
and we're not comparing to Alpha or anything, but no, that's how I kind of feel with certain, you know, with certain games, and I think maybe that's why something like Mario Kart was never in the arcades initially. I can play it at home. I don't know, but yeah, I feel you for something like if you do like hard drive and like you're like, yes, I would either want to play that with the same quality experience in the arcade. Otherwise, give me a decent port. But I'm probably not gonna get like a steering wheel and all that unless it's something like, you know, like it's kind of all built in, kind of, you know, like there's no middle ground. There's no middle ground. Either it's like full blown on the full arcade experience, or I'll be happy playing it at home with like D-pads and whatever. Yeah. Well, that's true. 6 buttons. Yeah.
So
and all that. Ooh, will they make additional? Somebody will. Somebody, you know, one of the current arcade, you'll be able to print out and get them. I guarantee you, like unofficially.
Well, for the alpha, you can get full sets additionally anyway. You can buy all of the 3 extra games. You can buy those separately right now, and technically you could buy them and just put them on the Street Fighter one.
True,
like, you know, Knights of the Round and put it on the Street Fighter one. I don't know.
Not missing out having support. That's that's interesting. Like I wonder though, because
it'd be awesome.
It would be, but I know we've talked a little bit about this on Karg, but I'm thinking because the price point for Sinden, that I'm thinking if you're getting that, you probably already have a much better setup than Evercade. Well, I think what needs to happen is we need like a lower end. We need a decent enough light gun for like $50, for like under $100. I think, you know, maybe 50 is too cheap, but I think under 100. I think it needs to be a package deal where it comes with a game and a light gun for under $100. But it would be cool though. Yeah. But it would be. It would be cool though. No, I know it was in arcades, but I mean it was on like Super Nintendo first before arcade. That's all that I'm. Yeah. Oh, dude. See, that's like oh my god. Like if they did an alpha with that arcade, because there's an arcade port of Donut Dodo that's a little bit different. That can do 2 players. That would be tough if they did a Donut Dodo one of that, man.
Yeah, Mike, that is a bummer.
Yeah,
not having the alpha controller sold separately, because I'd buy one right now.
I know, but if it was like $20-$25,
yeah, I'd collect it. I'd collect the extra controllers. Yeah,
I like that Mega Man Blue. Yeah, I know that. I thought was kind of. See, that's what I mean. Like, why wouldn't you just offer the controller separate? Because you're going to have people that are going to at least want 2 of them.
Yeah,
for the alpha.
I am almost positive that will happen.
Eventually.
Yeah, you know, and it'll happen for the holidays.
Yeah, well, there's another reason that's a little bit of a miss, because here's what I wonder, because Knights of the Round is a 3-player game.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, like, are you going to be able to use the built-in arcade stick, and then could you plug in 2 controllers and be able to do 3 players at the same time, or is it going to be like a 2-player version of the ROM? Like, I'm curious.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like that'd be cool. I mean, if you're spending that much money, I would think it should be. I don't know.
Yeah, you should be able to get the 3 players on that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So yeah, this was kind of like we give you a little bit of a Karg preview. I think we are going to be doing because and I do feel bad because like as you all know, like both times we were planning on doing it like legit. and things. Hey, at some point too, I may be the one who Gandalf, Gandalf's one, because right now I've got more time. In the evenings, I got more time than Rich, being between jobs. But it could very well change, and I could be the Gandalf. But we are shooting for next week, though.
That's right.
We are shooting. One time was like not that one time was it was a family emergency. Obviously, he had to he had to take care of that.
Yeah, that definitely needed to happen.
Yeah. But like that was like an unforeseen thing, and then sometimes there's other work related and other stuff that like that pops up. It's a different vibe all in. Yeah, so we are going to do and before because I know things are winding down here, so we have hit the 500 subs on Card, which means we can now do memberships and me and Rich need to talk about like can we do the cool thing. Can we do the cool thing that we want to do?
Yeah, we gotta iron some stuff out before we roll it out. But yes, we're gonna be doing some stuff. It'll be cool.
But not only that, but I mean, yes, that will be the motivation for us to kind of maybe do like some rebranding of that channel, like logos and things and theme songs, and maybe that
absolutely,
and all that. And all that type of stuff. It's the Karg effect. No, I don't know. No. I cannot. Yeah, believe me, Gene's already created me a logo. I can't have done a song. I can't ask him to do anymore. But seriously though. But still, we might change it up with something else. I just had to think of that. And while we're winding down, so yeah, in the final thoughts mode here. So yeah, next week I think what I'm going to do, because I know it's going to be a busy week. I finally need to release. It's a shorter video. One of our channel members did send me something to the PO box. So nice. I do need to have that. And then I think in the works, I think I'm going to play the Evercade Alpha games on the Mega Man, because everybody knows Street Fighter. I think I just need to play some of those games with the stipulation that this is just me trying the games. I'm not going to have the experience in the field with it on the Alpha. And normally I don't like to do something like that because I'd rather play it on Evercade hardware. But being that there's no other way that I can play it, it might just be kind of fun to look at the games. Of course, if some other crazy announcement, like initial impressions come up, I'll have to do that. And then tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central, I do have the Father's Day stream. Why not make an excuse for streams like holidays? It'll be me chilling, which with some coffee, with some alcohol in it, and we'll be playing all kinds of games, not just Evercade, Evercade adjacent games and all that type of fun stuff. And then what do you got going on in your channel next week, Rich?
So we've gotten the kind of baseline, putting some stuff out. I'm in a little bit of a rhythm, so I think I'm going to stick with the rhythm that I have. Little mix of Fun for Five, little mix of some ramblings, because that's a new show that I'm doing. It's pretty cool. It's like an opinion kind of thing. It's been pretty good. If news breaks, we'll break in with the news line, but it's been pretty quiet lately. And then definitely some live stream action. We're trying to see if we can get Karg for one, and then at least one other. That would be kind of cool. So check out the channel and that kind of thing. And then if I do get that live stream off for the Polymega, the next video that'll happen will be Polymega related, because I'm going to actually do the upgrade and put in the N64 module and check it out. So,
are you gonna do, well, not live, but I mean in the video, are you gonna go through the process and do the upgrade?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So I'll take it back to Studio B, do that part there, like putting it together, and then go back to A, where I'll put it to I'll actually turn it on and start using it.
Nice. So I love to geek out over all those things, so then you can show all the games and the features. Yeah. Like the technicals, like I totally geek, like technical retro stuff, I totally geek out over. Like, hey, here's some cool things they added or didn't add, and now the interface looks a little bit different and all.
Yeah, very cool.
And all that other stuff. I was very curious. Very curious to see how 64 performs as well.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually going to be. I'll be interested, because I have a couple games, so I want to check that out.
Yeah, supposedly they were doing more fixes and enhancements to that.
Yes, but also Tuesday afternoon, from around 3:30-ish EST through 4:30 EST, another live stream should be happening during that time on the channel, and that of course is Good Times with Great Friends, me and Gunsy20 of the Good Times Club hanging out. We're gonna be cracking packs. We've got some of these. The Lord of the Rings Tales of Earth Jumpstart boosters. We got Jumpstart boosters Volume 1 and Volume 2. We got a booster box of both of them. Plus Ursula's Return for Lorcana. We're going to be cracking 2 Illumineers Troves plus the play set, the Ursula's game that came out, like instead of the gift set that came out with a whole game. We're going to be cracking that too during that live stream. And we got a cool, interesting game. The game is Find the Value. I've got an 8.5 by 14 sheet of paper printed out with the top 10 cards as of yesterday from tcgplayer.com. And as we crack the packs, if we find a hit, we'll be putting it right on the piece, right on the paper. See if we
see. I love that. I was going to say, of all of our channels, you're the only. I mean, yes, Pete does hockey, but I'm not really. I don't care about sports cards. But you're the only one that's doing like physical card games. So whether it's like Magic, I get to live vicariously through you, and I love that. And for those of you who don't, it's a fun video because they'll always be like, hey, will this 1 or 2 cards make it worth it to buy for the whole pack? And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy.
Yeah, it'll be cool. So hopefully you guys will be doing that, and then I'll start pitching it now. Anyone that lives in the Northeast that may or may not be going to too many games. I am going to too many games Friday and Saturday. I will be there at that convention, and I'm going to do something pretty crazy, just kind of like build some more brand awareness. I might be walking around with like a goofy sign or something like that, like maybe one of those things like just like string across my chest or something like that. And I'm gonna have this box with me. I decided to do it. I'm gonna have this box. It's your boy Floyd from Video Games Monthly, and inside it is a whole bunch of just like random kind of like garbage games. And anyone that comes up to me and says hi, will get a chance to put their hand in a box and just grab a thing, and then hopefully they know me, and then that'd be cool. And if they don't, then I'll have them hit the sub button too while they're there. We'll
that's awesome. And maybe you think maybe you'll go live from there too, or
I'll be putting up shorts and maybe doing a little like jump out live while I'm there too. So
that's awesome.
Friday I'll be with my brother-in-law Keith too, so I'll have somebody who can actually hold a camera and do that kind of stuff as well.
Oh, that's okay. Awesome. That's what I was gonna say. If you had like the technical and physical means, no, that's awesome. So if for some reason if you're watching this and you're not subbed to Rich's channel, my God, you got to. And really you should be. I'd hope you'd be subbed to my channel and Pete and Crow because we all offer a little bit, like a little bit of something different.
Yes.
We all cover Evercade, but then if you notice, like Rich also covers like Atari, like BCS. Physical card games a little bit different, and then Crow cover pinball, and then cool things like that Night Trap limited edition, and then Pete heavily focuses like on Steam Deck and all kinds of stuff. And so I think it's an awesome mixture with all our channels. We offer something a little bit different. And then I'm primarily Evercade focused. When I do go live, it's Evercade adjacent stuff. Like if there's some like indie game that I feel like playing on my Steam, I'll do that when I stream.
There you go.
And that's a whole other thing is we also like talk and share like a lot of like retro gaming experiences and stuff like that. You're subbed to everyone, very cool. Got the Mega Man Blue 2. People saying goodbye and all that. And and be on the lookout for Karg. And hopefully we won't have to. Hopefully now the one thing I will say most of the time, unless an emergency comes up, if you do see that it's that like when we post the link that it's going to happen unless there's an emergency like that. Like I know sometimes we talk about and our schedules are busy, but I can promise you unless there's an emergency, it'll happen once you see the link. And that was just like a freaky one-off. So
yeah, that is true. That is very true.
So and all that. And then hopefully and ideally maybe me and Rich can get some of these logistics like figured out. So maybe on Retro Game we could actually maybe talk about the cool thing that we want to do with the memberships and all that. So
absolutely.
But I think we'll go ahead and end it here. And this has been awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and thank my channel members. And thanks so much, everyone. Most importantly, for us giving you our time. And bye-bye.
See ya.
Thanks, Crash Line, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, Sucker MC, Ember Cummings, Joe Whitlash.